make mistakes, that's where you learn the most, you know? That's like where you're like, okay, I won't do that again. Or like, okay, now I know how to do this correctly, so.
If you're able to raise money, write a movie, film it with no money, fully edit it and release it through theaters and do a tour, when I saw the quality of what you're able to achieve with the people that helped you make it, I was like, this is the guy I want.
It was like a 10-year task for me because I started writing it in 2016, and we just launched finally online on Apple TV and Amazon Prime.
This episode is sponsored by Black Op 2. Welcome to a special edition of the Jon Marc Podcast. I have the man who's normally behind the camera, Alec Bonk.
Hello.
He's our brand manager, our main cinematographer, head of production for the whole operation. He makes sure that the quality is excellent on everything we do that's getting output. This is our 1-year anniversary. The whole thing started here with our first ever episode at the Linear Trial Academy. We had Rick Meadow on as our first guest, followed by Dave Thomas and Ted DeBettencourt.
Technically, Dave is your first guest, by the way.
First one posted.
First one posted.
But we shot Rick.
So like they're gonna go back and look and see that Dave is actually the first guest.
But I don't think he was the first shot one. I think we shot Rick first,
shot
and then
first.
we said we're gonna get 2 episodes out before we drop Rick. Just get a little momentum.
Yeah,
rolling.
get a hype going.
Yeah. Hey Randy, you should join the episode. Get a mic at some point. See the commentary. Once we get to your part of the story, we'll bring you in for your commentary. You're a great addition. So what we're gonna go through is all the different stories and lessons that we've learned over the past year. We spent a lot of time together.
Yeah?
So our relationship originally started over one thing, and that's barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cue.
Zane, who's behind the camera over there, referred Bonk in for the job, and we had a lunch at Dixie Q, which is a barbecue place by me and Zane's house, and we pitched you on joining the team to run the podcast. You did not seem very enthused for the role or the position,
Interesting.
but you were happy to leave your current job. So, what were your thoughts during that lunch?
Well, it's interesting to say I wasn't enthused. I think I will say I was there. You had a big meeting, so you were pretty late. So maybe my
I was very late.
enthusiasm kind of drained out, and I was probably a little more nervous, to be honest. I was like, I gotta impress this guy, you know. Zane was talking you up, you know, you're saying, you know, you're a great boss, you do all this cool stuff. So that was probably part of it. But no, I mean, I was excited to definitely jump into a bigger role, brand manager, because I was lead DP editor at my last job for almost 4 years, which was awesome. We did a lot of creative stuff.
You guys did a lot of like commercials, right?
Commercials, yeah. But the only thing was that kind of like peaked out in 2023, and then the business started to kind of like wane a little bit. But this was exciting because it was like a fresh opportunity to get out of the funk and start a podcast. And now we have a couple podcasts a week. We have the Tour Talk, we have regular podcasts. Might add a third, we'll see. But it was exciting for me because it was almost like starting like a talk show or something. It was like producing your own show. I knew it was gonna be a lot of work, but part of me likes kind of jumping in head first, trial by fire, because my second day was on a plane going to Houston.
Correct.
A year ago.
Yep.
Going to Linear Trial Academy. And we only had one camera. I had to steal a camera from my roommate and borrow it from him, and then had to make it work. We had one camera, one tripod, and then I put the other camera on like a Ronin. So
we had mic issues.
Yeah, we had so much stuff. So, but it was great because I think that's like the best way you learn, really.
It's one of those things when you start doing these things, if you overthink it sometimes, it kind of like a paralysis by analysis. You just got to get going, put the right people in place. And then like the more we shot, the more lessons we learned of what we liked, what we didn't like, how to prepare for them and whatnot. But that was the first time where we rented a suite to shoot with, which is nice to control the variables, but we only had one camera, which was a big mistake.
And it was 2 different cameras. It was like maybe an A7S III and then like a consumer Sony camera. So matching those was really hard. So
your second day was here and we had the trip. How do you think those first 3 podcasts episodes went?
I thought the first couple episodes went well, all things considered. The first one we shot was the Rick Meadow episode.
Yep.
Which actually is like one of my favorites. Like that guy's so electric. I like his story, talking about how he started as like a bartender, and then that taught him like social skills to become a lawyer. So those are really interesting, and like The vibes are really good. I was obviously nervous going in because you guys, all these like high profile people.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the idiot there that, messes up the shot or something. So I thought that went really well.
That was a very tight framed shot. Three dudes on a couch.
Yeah. Talking about Seinfeld. Yeah. And then we were just passing the mics back.
Yeah, we didn't have
Remember that?
it was
But it definitely
lessons
was
learned.
It was a struggle. I remember, especially with Dave Thomas's episode, because I had one angle on a tripod and then the other on the table
with the Ronin.
and Dave kept banging the table so it would like shake the camera. And obviously we had to deal with like a window and all this stuff. I didn't really have any lights. Maybe I had like one light. So that was tough. And then we did Ted's episode, which was also in front of a big window.
And if anyone wants to understand why I'm not in Ted's episode, we were like, I don't want to fucking pass mics back and forth anymore. So it was just easier because we only had 2 mics for me to not be involved.
It was getting tough, and I had to cut out you guys passing the mics back and forth.
Yeah.
I remember your dad messaged me too. He's like, you guys need more mics. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, it's my second day. I know. Trust me, I know.
So that's a good transition. What was our original setup, and what were like the big equipment lessons we learned as we've like evolved the kit over the past year?
Original setup was 1 camera, 1 tripod, 2 mics. And I don't even know if we had a light. Maybe we had a light. So I remember, at first we were feeling it out. Was this going to be beneficial to you guys? Was the Jon Marc brand like the thing to do? So obviously we didn't jump right into expensive gear, which I think is a good lesson.
Yeah.
Try it out first, try it low budget. And I kind of come from that like low budget filmmaking world, seeing if the content's good and then enhancing it. And now we're at 3, cinema quality cameras, 2 good lights, and I have like 6 mics in my kit because sometimes, like in Puerto Rico, we had how many people we had 6 people, including you and John, so it was 8. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say invest in the best quality kit or gear you can get the bare minimum essentials, and from that you'll learn exactly what you need as the next thing to improve the quality. Because the last thing you want to do is go in and buy like a solid $15,000 worth of cameras and realize you don't need them and not use them.
I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we definitely learned the hard way. There was, I think, after that when we did Rob Levine's, we had some mic issues because we didn't really have the right mics / lavs. So they would like come unhooked after a while and we'd get like some buzzing or whatever. Luckily, we had other mics we could cut to and use that, but the quality wasn't as good. And then there was even an instance where I had to record John's presentation where his mic just like went out an hour in or whatever. So that was definitely like a lesson learned the hard way, but again, like trial and error. And now we know, okay, get the right Rode mics that screw in there and they're Kevlar cords. So it's almost impossible to rip these out. So
yeah, the mics we have standardized exactly the ones we want. These are the Rode Wireless Go 2s.
Yeah.
Primo. So not only do they transmit wirelessly, they also record locally. So on the device. So if you have a backup recording, and also we've learned have multiple mics on you because
I got 2 on me too. Yeah. So I always double mic them if we have enough mics.
Yeah.
But even like these things are incredible because they also like will do auto levels. So if it goes too loud, it will bring it back down. We haven't really had any issues with these. Obviously, we do use Adobe Podcast, which helps a lot. It's kind of like an AI program that cleans it up, takes out all the background noise. So that's been game changer too. So.
And then we used to have a Ronin for when we were running a gunning. We do not recommend that. What is my favorite piece of kit? Excuse me. I need assistance from my Vanna White. Thank you. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or 4. This is a 4, which was imported from Korea.
Technically can't own it.
Yes.
We found a way to do it.
There's nothing we cannot get our hands on. But for anyone who wants to get started with the easiest possible thing, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is an incredible piece of kit. I think we have 2 of them. We have 3 of them at the company.
3 or 4.
But when we're filming the vlogs, when we're on the go, B-roll, whatever you need, incredible quality. It works with all the wireless mics. It's a great piece. Before we had a whole gimbal rig, and it was a nightmare to deal with.
Zane's team has to use it. Yeah, because the first Linear Trial Academy was me holding that Ronin around, getting all this B-roll, which does look great. But yeah, after a while, like my back was giving out, and like I just had to keep taking breaks. Where that thing is not even half a pound. And it's like, it's a little gimbal camera. It shoots 4K, shoots up to 240 frames per second. So You can do a lot on it. You can do time lapses. It really has everything you'd really need. I think at our level and people at a similar level making videos.
Also, I would say lessons learned is if you have the full big camera, it draws a lot of attention to you, which is good and bad sometimes. So we already get a lot of people staring at us when we're filming with the Osmo, but it is definitely a lot less. It's more inconspicuous than a full camera rig and a gimbal when you're in a public setting. People do not love seeing a big camera going around from a filming perspective.
Yeah, you get people looking in the lens. I will say, like, almost every conference I still get, kicked out of a space or told not to film.
That's the mark of a good cinematographer.
But that's my job. So it's a lot easier with the Osmo because it's so small. It looks like a little like stick or something. But we've still gotten in trouble a couple times. So, but it's good weapon to have in the filmmaker toolkit.
All right, let's start going through some of the lessons we learned from a setup perspective over the years of some of the mistakes we've made. The first probably is on the mic side, is having multiple mics and then having backup mics so if something goes wrong, and make sure we test all the equipment beforehand. Rob Levine, we recorded, that was a bad one. I think John's mic completely died.
Yeah, halfway through.
That's why we have two on us at all times, or a backup mic floating around somewhere. We also, on the Rob Levine, we realized like if we're gonna shoot an episode, we need a solid, just to be careful, 2 hours of setup before we record.
Yeah, I think we had like 30 minutes. And the thing with that one was we set it up. It looked great, but it was a little rushed a bit because I think he had something going on.
Yeah, because he was presenting. We were recording John. John presented, and so we had to break down all the gear we were recording for John presenting, and then bring it up to the suite to set it up while Rob was presenting. And then he came to do the episode. Then he had a dinner that he was hosting that night that he had to be at. So we had a tight window. So you had to like pack up your gear, run it up there. And then so we got it set up finally really quickly. We had some mic issues, and then we had some lighting issues.
Yeah, because again, like it was set up, looked great first pass, and then we start recording. And like 10, 20 minutes in, we start to realize the sun's starting to like come through the window and blasting Rob Levine in the face. So that was something we should have closed the blinds, but I just let it kept going, which is a lesson learned. I should have stopped it right there. Or I think we did stop it at one point and like put the blinds down, but
I don't think we did.
I think like halfway through, John was like, he's getting blasted. Put this down. So, but yeah, I definitely wish we did that earlier. But now, like every time we're on set, I have the Sunseeker app and I double check, like make sure the sun's not going to come through and blast.
We literally have an app on the phone where Bonk knows where the sun's going to be setting, so we could properly plan for that.
I'm like a astrologist now.
So we had that one. We also learned to make sure we plug in our phone before we go to sleep, because Bonk's phone died when he was sleeping. So we were going to leave for the airport the next morning, and I couldn't get a hold of him because his alarm didn't go off because his phone was dead. When I called him, there was no response. So I thought I'd lost him.
You thought I died, right?
Yeah. I not died, but something wrong had happened.
Well,
I thought
that's a good hook if you say I thought you died.
Oh yeah, well I thought you died. You were still like we're still feeling each other out. I think it was only our second trip together maybe, and I was like, you never know. You don't know if you know somebody. I was like, maybe like after we got back to the hotel, he went to like the lobby bar. He went on a bender. You don't know what people do. He like had a couple of drinks, got after it, and maybe this is what he does. He seems like a pretty chill guy, but maybe he gets a little wild. He gets a couple of G&Ts in him.
Gotta let the beast out. Now I think that night, so me and wine don't mix, and that was a big wine night.
Yeah, you had a lot of wine at dinner that night.
And I also had a really old phone that was like 12 years old, and it wouldn't charge properly. So I think I was like a little wasted, plugged it in wrong, and then I woke up and I was like, what the hell? And the sun's up, and I was like, almost had a heart attack. My phone's dead. Plug my phone and it charges. I have a bunch of texts from you guys. Where are you? I'm in the lobby. Oh, all right, we're leaving. See you later. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm coming. Sorry, my phone. I literally said I messed up bad. Didn't plug my phone in. John was like, rookie mistake, man, or something like that. So then I Ubered straight to the airport, made it right before the plane left.
Yep.
Luckily, I got on there, but yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. But now I have a new phone with a better battery, so that kind of helps, and I learned not to do that. So luckily, we're still here, and I appreciate you guys keeping me on after that event. But yeah.
So one of the things we did was, we have multiple cameras now, we discussed. So we were single cam, and now we have 3 cameras, right? What's our camera setup that we run and gun with usually?
We do an FX3, usually for the wide cam, and that has a 24-70 zoom lens. It's a Sony Zeiss zoom. Then we do 2 A7S3s for the close-up cameras, and we usually put our Zeiss prime lenses on, which look really nice if I can borrow those from Zane. But sometimes when I don't have those, I'll just have like 3 zoom lenses and maybe 2 camera rentals. But yeah, it's all Sony.
Things we've come to learn, it's actually like a science that Bonk and Zane have done is, so when we're traveling with all this stuff, so we have the cameras, we have the tripods, we have the mics, we have the lights, we have other erroneous things we need for the episodes go off that you don't see. When we're traveling, we have suitcases of gear. So not only do you have suitcases, you have to make sure that batteries can't be in anything you check. So all the batteries have to be with you that you're traveling with, so, and in your carry-on. So you have to account for that. Then you have to be under the weight limit. And then we have to be able to travel through the airport, check those things. Sometimes you go get an Uber and the trunk's not big enough, or you got to watch out where the Uber drivers are trying to like throw the stuff in the back. But there's a lot of equipment we've learned to like, what's the ideal setup to travel with, where sometimes it's you and I, when we land at the airport, our hands are full.
Yeah, I think when I go to the airport, I have like 5 bags with me. So we have one big suitcase. It's like a Pelican plastic heavy duty case that has all our light stands in there, our lights, like cords, miscellaneous
It's like
stuff.
70 pounds, isn't it?
It just hits, I think it's like 69 or 70 pounds, so we don't get charged extra. And then we have another smaller Pelican case, which has all the camera gear in that. We usually roll that on and check our luggage and then maybe our backpack. Then we have another backpack, which has all the camera gear. So it's a lot. It's a lot for one person. You definitely need to be like semi-fit and be able to carry that stuff. And I've definitely like hurt my back a couple times or my rotator cuff. But yeah, it's definitely a lot. So it's tough to do on your own.
Yeah, we call the one case the money case, where you do not lose that one. The camera case is the one you do not lose.
One case is worth maybe like, which I don't know if I should tell people that, but yeah.
Yeah, the lens is.
Told from our producers.
What is the most expensive piece of gear that we have? And it's actually a surprising answer.
Probably the lenses, yeah, because we have these set of prime lenses, and those can be expensive because a lot of glass in there, a lot of artistry to get like a good look. So I know you were surprised when we're like, here's how much the lenses are going to cost.
The lens is more than the camera.
Yeah. We run mostly Zeiss lenses. Those are kind of the industry standard for a lot of like commercial and film projects, especially the prime ones. What's good about prime lenses, prime means it's one focal length, so it can't zoom at all. And what's good about those is there's typically less glass, so that makes like a sharper image, more clear. You know, zoom needs a lot of glass in there to extend. But Zeiss is incredible. Like Zeiss is actually the manufacturer that NASA uses to do all their satellites and like telescopes in space. So yeah, I mean, it's the top of the line. So it's expensive, but it's worth it because you get a good image.
All right, let's get into some stories from some wild things that have happened we've been recording. So one of my favorite like series of events was, I would say like it was our first like really well done podcast. Not like our first, but I think like we had MTMP where we had the suite. That was good setup. Wasn't my favorite setup, but that was the first time we had like the whole 3 cameras set up. We had the suite rented. It went really well. That was our first time running it. We had Emily at the time was helping doing production, like coordinating everything. But then at NTL, we had like the studio set up.
Yeah.
We had the whole room set up. For those who have seen the episode, we had a beautiful studio, chairs, stuff in the background, lighting. How did we achieve that look, Bonk?
That took a lot of prep. So we did some mock-ups in pre-production. We even did some like overhead like lighting design. That was the one we like really went for it. But a lot of the props, funny enough, there was like a little virtual tour thing you could do on the hotel website, and we'd go through like the hallways and we're like, oh, that's a good prop right there. Maybe we can borrow that. So everything in that room, I think we spent hours wheeling it out, hoping there was no like workers in the hallway watching us. And then right when the coast was clear, we like wheeled into the room, bring like, bunch of like counters and tables, and we had this like circular thing to hold lights on and stuff. Yeah, I loved how that looked. It had a really symmetrical look. with the circular center, all the plants and stuff. We ordered fake plants.
Yeah, we ordered on Amazon fake plants and some other stuff to decorate it that we shipped to the hotel, that we put it in. So what happened too was we didn't want to rent furniture because renting a couch just to put in the scene was like $2,500 for a couch. Then it was another $1,000 for another chair, and I was like, I'm not in the mood to spend $6,000 on couches just to rent it for.
That's one lens.
I know, it's one lens just for this. And so we started scoping out the furniture inside the hotel that was available in like the lobbies and hanging out. And we asked like the coordinator who was like booking everything, like, hey, can we borrow one of these chairs? She's like, yeah, take whatever you need. I think she meant like a chair, and we took that very seriously.
Took it hard.
And we, across like 3 floors of the hotel, we went and curated all the best furniture we could find. And like Bonk said, we'd wait for the moment where no one was around. Then we'd carry the chairs over and like roll these shelves over.
It was like Ocean's 11 or something.
All right, we'll get one more.
Over the course of an hour, we slowly accumulated everything we needed to set it up the way we wanted. And it turned out great. The whole time I was worried someone was going to say something, but no one said anything the entire time.
The only thing people said was like, whoa, that room looks nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys get all that stuff? Amazon?
And then Amazon, we just shipped a bunch of fake plants and accessories there to zhuzh it up a bit, and for $100 we had a full setup going.
Yeah, and then we just left them there, and then we put them in specific spots to decorate it a little better.
Yeah, we donated some of the plants back
donated.
to the hotel. We made the place look a little nicer. And then the funniest story about that, for those who are National Trial Lawyers, the power went out at the conference.
Yeah.
So we were filming, and normally when we film, we don't put batteries in anymore. We have like power adapters that plug in so that we don't run out of battery because we're filming all day and stuff like that. It's just the way to go. And we're in the middle of filming with Marc Rioux, who's the CEO of Foundation AI, and then the power just goes out in the whole building. And we're like, uh-oh. And then our room just kicks back on randomly. So that happens, and because the cameras cut off and weren't plugged in, we lost the footage for one whole camera that had been running. And then both of the other cameras got corrupted, or
It was 2 cameras got corrupted, and one was good. Yeah.
so I think we lost the wide.
It was something like that. Yeah.
And then how did we recover the other stuff?
So yeah, that was an issue. We lost half of the footage. Then when we re-recorded after, we just picked up where we left off because the power came back immediately. And for some reason, the AC kicked down to like 50 degrees. It was like freezing in there.
Yes.
But yeah, so we had to buy a specific program that one of our editors, Matthew Lopez, knew of, that was able to like put the footage in there and somehow clean up the corrupted file. It was like an RSV file or something, and then spit that back out. And then you had to do some other stuff, like bring it to a different program. So it was like 3 steps just to get it usable. And even though it was usable at that stage, it still would like stutter a bit. So I remember Gaston, who's our editor now for all the podcasts, he kept calling it like the cursed episode. It's because he had to spend like at least double the time editing it to get it looking good. But it turned out well, and Vivek said he like loved it. Like he said it was like one of his most favorite things he's done, and yeah, he's been singing our praises since. So no one sees that, the fire behind the scenes, but we had to deal with that.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. And then what happened too at that conference was the power went out of the whole hotel room, but the gods loved the Jon Marc Podcast, and we were the only room in the entire hotel that had power. So we were able to continue filming that day because we had power and our room worked, while the rest of the conference had no power anywhere.
Yeah.
So we were having, for example, we had people come by being like, you have power? How do you guys have power? Stopping by. We had people who had to like blow up balloon arches. We're trading favors for them. They're like, we'll invite you to our suite, to our party, if you let us blow up our balloon arch. We had all the power, literally, and we were trading and wielding it, and it was wild that it didn't affect us at all.
Yeah.
But the entire hotel was out.
It was incredible. It was, dealing with the post stuff kind of sucked, but in the moment, that was awesome.
And then also, that was one where we learned that you should not be by light switches.
Yeah.
Bonk was recording and then leaned back with his head and hit the light switch.
That was the Top Dog one. Yeah, I remember it was like halfway through. I was like right behind the light switch. I didn't realize. I think I like stretched for a second. Lights turned off, and I saw the top dog guy. What's his name?
James Helm.
James Helm. Yeah, his like he looked pissed for a second, but I turned it right back on. And nobody said anything.
It was one of those where you hit it, and I was like,
My heart stopped.
and Bob was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That was also what we learned about a couple of different things. Coordination of these events is very tough. So not only does Bonk, like we have to pre-plan what we're going to shoot, we have to set up the scene so we know what furniture we're going to have, what the lighting's going to look like, what the room's going to look like. We have to plan all that out before we show up for it to be successful. And then we have to coordinate all those things. So Randy now handles all the coordination. We used to have Emily who used to be the producer and run this, but the coordination for day of events at conferences is a full-time job. Not only do you have to kind of overbook what you're planning to shoot, because probably 20-25% of the people cancel for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They change their mind, something comes up, they can't make it, scheduling. And then the rest of the people, we have to reshuffle around. Where something came up, they can't do it at that time, we have to move guests around. So you're constantly doing everything you can to accommodate their schedules so that they're able to do it while still like we're still recording and the whole production has to move along. So that was a big thing we learned is like the day of execution is like very tough to get everyone shot what you want to do and make sure you book a lot. If you're trying to get 4 episodes, you need to have 6 or 7 or 8 booked to get 4.
It's a full-time like production. It can be intense.
We've learned that if you're shooting at a hotel in Vegas and you put the do not disturb light on for too long, security will come by and do wellness checks on you. So we've learned that we only put the do not disturb on while we're filming and then we turn it off afterwards. That's happened twice now, but we had an incident. I won't say which hotel. Security was not happy with us and thought we were dead or something nefarious was happening.
Yeah, they came with like bodyguards. They were ready to break down the door. It was crazy.
Randy was very confrontational with them.
That's why we're still here.
There was that one. The hotels also in Vegas check all your gear. If you're traveling with a big case, every day you have the case, they have to come in and check it to make sure there's not like nefarious things in there.
Yeah. Which we just have film gear, so everyone seemed okay with it. I mean, they're never like, what are you doing? Are you shooting porn or something? You know, we never got those questions. So they seem to know that we're doing conference stuff and they seem to be cool with it.
Also, things we've learned, before you start moving furniture, you take a picture of the room so that you know how to put everything back. That's a lesson we've learned before. Going from memory, you're like, I'll remember. You won't.
Especially as days go by and
it all blends together. Some other things I've learned, when you have a travel buddy, you really get to know somebody about their quirks, about how you travel together, what you like, how you eat together. So I think one of the first couple things we did was I ended up starting to book your tickets for you so you can travel under my status. But Bonk didn't have clear. I think he had pre-check. But we had different lines we'd go through. So you want to make sure your travel buddy you're traveling with has all the same amenities that you do. So, and whoever has the best status should be booking all the travel, the flights, the hotels for the other person, so that person that you're with gets those perks.
I've really been spoiled. Like, I don't know if I can do main classic ever again. I get the Comfort Plus, I get the free snacks, and they're like, thanks for being an awards member or whatever. I'm like, it's him, it's not me. But it's been great. Yeah, it's been cool being your travel buddy.
I also, I thought like, me and Bonk will be together on the flight. We'll do a bunch of brainstorming together. It's a great time for us to have some one-on-one time. I've quickly learned, Bonk gets on the plane, eye mask, asleep.
It's my kryptonite.
Yeah.
Something about like, I don't know, being in a plane, the low hum, I'm just out. Like, I just pass out. There's like a, I don't know, there's like a little, it's like you're back in the womb. You just lulled to sleep, and it's been great,
What have you learned about me from traveling with me?
It's been really impressive following you around. It's been inspiring because you're just like nonstop. You're constantly working. If there's Wi-Fi, you're on that shit. Just always doing something. So it's like really impressive, and it's definitely like you like lead by example, which is like really inspiring. And I nap. No, but no, you're great to travel with. I mean, I make sure to try to document everything I can because you never know. Like, we also do the vlog on top of the two shows a week. We also do a vlog with each conference. So I'm trying to capture everything, always overshoot. So making sure to get everything you do during the day, like maybe short of you going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Usually don't film that, but I don't know. It's been great. You're very chill. You're very accommodating, and it's been awesome. It's been cool traveling with you.
What has been your favorite place we've gone to?
Oh, Favorite place? Oh, probably Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico was tight.
Puerto Rico, that was crazy. Like my first time going there, beautiful place. We were in San Juan, right? Was it San Juan?
Yep.
Actually went swimming in the water and it felt like I was in like a sauna or a jacuzzi or something. It was just like super warm, it was super nice. People were really friendly, food was good. So that was impressive, and a lot of cool, like, you know, mass torts lawyers and law firms there. So doing that was fun, and that felt like a little luxury event on top of doing all the podcasts and stuff.
What has been your favorite meal you've had?
Maybe Uchiko a year ago. I mean, I feel like that's a little too easy because we're gonna do that again tonight.
Yeah.
I also say I think it was like Cooper Hurley. I got like a dry aged ribeye.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, I've never had a dry aged anything, so that was the flavor palette on that was insane.
Yeah, that like old school steakhouse in Virginia Beach with the partners. That was good.
Yeah.
I forgot about that trip. That was a good trip.
So let me ask you, like, so what have you noticed starting a podcast, building your brand online? Like, what has surprised you? What has been the benefits? Like, have you noticed have been helpful for your business and yourself?
I would say couple things. The first benefit I've noticed is just doing running it from like the podcast now is literally a media company. It's like inside the company we have a media company that runs, and just being part of it and building it from the ground up and learning the whole process was such a learning experience just to learn how the operation runs. Like the things you have to do, how to be successful, learning video production. Like when we start talking, it's like, what Kelvin are the lights at? Like, it's like all these weird things you start picking up. It's been super helpful to enhance my skill set from like an area I would never go into, and then learning the process to like how to effectively not only prepare and plan for a shoot and then have the machine after it we had to build. Because originally I was like, we got Bonk, he can shoot, he can edit it all. It's not that much work. It's so much work.
Yeah.
Because originally it was just you. Then we hired Emily to help, and then we needed a full-time editor. Then we needed like a second editor, and there's just so much work. And like, we have the newsletters, we have the clipping that happens, like making sure that every piece of content goes out correctly, on time, is like a mountain of work. And just learning that process has been like hugely beneficial for me to see how it works, and also like allows me to like push the standards so we keep getting better and better and better, and where we can improve. From the business perspective, it's given us a ton of exposure. It's giving us a bunch of credibility. It's opened a bunch of doors to conversations we didn't think we would normally be part of. And it's kind of nice, like we have the opportunity to not only, you know, get exposure for ourselves, which is nice for the business and for myself personally, like selfishly, but giving a platform and exposure to other people that are like future stars or have really great content or great things to share, but people don't like know them yet because they're not like big on social media. Has been like really cool. Seeing like Lee Floyd blow up.
Yeah.
Her episode was huge. And then selfishly, I like getting to talk to really interesting people and hearing those things from it and getting different opportunities pitched to us. Being like the official podcast of Mass Towards Puerto Rico was like super cool. But it's been great. I've learned a lot from the whole experience.
Yeah, definitely. Like one of the things I love the most is being at these conferences, walking with you and John, and people go, hey, it's the podcast guys. Because just knowing like we put all this work in these videos and people are actually watching it and like recognizing you guys and like resonating with that and saying they like the show, they like Tort Talk, they like seeing you guys with Joe Fantini, or they watch the podcast. That's been great because, you know, as a filmmaker, as an artist, if I dare use that word, it is nice to see when your work is consumed and like resonates with people.
I want to get into this. So originally I asked Zane for like referral, and originally he pitched another person for the role, which he's currently an employee. I don't think he would have been a fit for this position. Carl, we love you. He would have been an editor, not like doing the whole thing. But when he pitched you, what he said was, he's like, yeah, I have this guy, Alec, really knows his stuff. He's like really, really smart, but he's a go-getter. And he wrote and produced and released his own full-length, feature-length film. It's called Blind Cop 2.
That's why I became a cop.
And I was like, this sounds wild. I was like, I don't know how this fits in, but once I met you and understood and saw the movie, I was so impressed. I was like, the fact that you were able to execute on such a big project all by yourself was like, that's the person I want on my team because he can get the shit done for the vision I want. Like, if you're able to raise money, write a movie, film it with no money, fully edit it and release it to theaters and do a tour, like, there's nothing you can't achieve. And when I saw the quality of what you're able to achieve with the people that helped you make it, I was like, this is the guy I want. Because, like, I can give him the vision, I can give him coaching, and he can go get it done for what I want. So that's why I was very impressed when I found that out and started diving into what that entails. Because I don't care who you are, you're a filmmaker. You made an entire film, and I don't know how many people can say they made an entire film and got released to theaters. Like, it's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Yeah, it was like a 10-year task for me because I started writing it in 2016, my freshman year of college. Wrote it for 3 years and had 2 other writing partners with me after that. We started shooting it in 2019 after doing a Kickstarter, which was like my senior film, was like the pitch for that, and then shot it over 6 years. And actually, I started working at a different commercial lawyer video agency. That's where I met Zane. And then I had to leave there a year in and shoot more of the movie. And I was just like, I'm gonna take this leap of faith. I'm gonna do it. I didn't have a safety net. Shot that, the rest of that in 2021 in Atlanta. Got the job I had before this, which was working at a creative agency. And then just worked on it whenever I could in my free time. And it was daunting, every day you wake up and you're like, oh, what do I gotta do for this thing? What do I gotta do for it? But it also was kind of nice because it's I grew as a person with this thing. It grew with me. And it was just it's just cool to have one task I could work on and try to perfect. And it really culminated in last July when we did our premiere at the Plaza Theater in Atlanta, which I was only a month into the company.
Yep.
And you were nice enough to bring the whole team out there, buy tickets for everyone, buy a nice dinner, and we filmed part of the event, and that was incredible. There was 200 people there, and I had an out-of-body experience. It was insane. There's so much love outpouring from everybody. So many laughs, and had my parents there too, which was awesome. Had all my team there. So yeah, that was incredible, and it really I learned so much in that process. I think it made me a better creative. It made me a better filmmaker, but I feel it really made me a better person because it teaches you these skills you can't read in a book, like how to connect with people, how to go out and talk to a bunch of location owners and try to get a warehouse or get a police station or whatever. But it was fun, and really the trick is how we did it. It made it look so good for so cheap was there was a lot of crime, which was shooting places without permission, driving around cities and stuff, which I'd be a little more hesitant about now. I'm a little older, but I think when we started this when I was 21, and we didn't really understand the implications. But I'm so happy we did that adventure and kind of fail forward. Not saying we did that with the podcast, but sometimes when you make mistakes, that's where you learn the most. That's where you're okay, I won't do that again, or okay, now I know how to do this correctly. So it was an incredible experience. I'm so happy I got to share that with the team. And we just launched finally online on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. So I appreciate you shouted it out in our Slack channel, and a bunch of the company got to watch it and stuff. So that was awesome.
This episode is sponsored by Blind Cop 2. Make sure you go buy it. It's $9.99 on Apple. Don't rent it for $3.99. Buy it for $9.99 on Apple TV.
It might be cheaper now because it's been a little bit of time. But yeah, might be $5.99. But yeah, support a movie and watch Jon and Marc.
I have no promo codes for you though, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
That would have been tight. 20% off.
We don't have that. Here's a real question. How many videos have we uploaded on the Jon and Marc channel in 365 days?
354.
350, yeah.
Yes, in the past year, we have filmed and edited and uploaded to YouTube 354 videos.
Can I quickly shout out a couple people?
Yes, Bonk. This is your show.
Couldn't do this without our incredible team. A lot of great people helping us out. Randy Cook, couldn't do without Randy.
Yep.
He really elevated our podcast. He came into a train that was moving, maybe on some shaky tracks, and he really...
Oh, yeah, it was real shaky.
It was very shaky. He's just been an incredible producer with the show, bringing on great guests and helping us up our quality. Gotta shout out Zane. He's here today behind camera.
Yep.
Which was a little uncomfortable for me. I like being behind camera, not in front of camera,
Yeah.
but I had to relinquish that. But Zane's always there in Atlanta, giving me the gear, giving me advice, and he's been on a couple shoots with us. There was the one shoot in Detroit we did. We forgot to mention Detroit.
Detroit was good.
Also did the social media trial with John.
Oh, yeah.
That's at least 12 trips. And then you did the LA trip, the hairy one.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out Zane. He started the whole video production team. And then, he brought me on and trusted me with this, which I really appreciate. And have to shout out the GOAT, Gaston Benitez, who is editing this video as we speak.
Yes.
And he really just he came on when I was underwater, shooting, editing, and even producing in some ways the videos. And he really helped loosen that load. I was staying up all weekend, all night, trying to get these edits out. And he's come in and really upped the quality of the edits. So we couldn't do it without them and many other people on the team.
Zach's a great help as well.
Zach.
He's running operations, making sure a bunch of stuff's getting done with Randy behind the scenes as well. But it's a whole team effort. To get a single episode out is a ton of work. Getting shorts out, it's a huge effort by the entire team, and everybody has to be operating perfectly at a high level for an episode to get out on time every week. Well, one of the things we've learned too is we record in a couple different formats. So we record in person like we're doing now, which is the preferred for the podcast, and we also use Riverside for any remote recordings. So with our tour topic episode, we do that every week with Joe because we don't live together. We did that in Riverside. It's the best platform we're doing remote, but in our opinion, after when we first launched, any guest we can get on, get episodes out, we would do Riverside, but now we believe the best possible format is in-person recording, and we do everything we can to get them in person. If I get a super famous person that'll only do a remote, I'll take what I can get, but we will fly anywhere we need to get an episode in if we need. We flew to go visit Trudy in Detroit. I think we're already there. We rented an entire Airbnb as a studio, filmed there. We've done that for many different locations. We also went to the Leven Perconti office. We'll travel all over we need to for an in-person episode. I think it just hands down creates such a better experience for both people on the episode. You get better content, you get better connection, you get better flow. It's just the way to do it. I don't think anyone who's doing a podcast with guests remotely is doing it right. They have to do it in person. It's so much extra work. It's so much extra travel and cost, but it makes such a difference.
Really does, yeah.
Also, dude, some of my favorite pieces of every episode you guys don't see is the before and after episodes, like the banter we have with the guests preparing for the episode and then afterwards that you guys don't see is some of my favorite parts of the entire experience.
Yeah, that's where they get real loose and let things
real
out.
loose.
Yeah.
Say all the things that they didn't want to say on camera.
Which might happen after this.
You should have seen what we talked to Steve about after. Steve Masreno.
I mean, if other people want to do this, would you recommend it for their
Yeah,
businesses?
absolutely. I would say if anyone wants to do this themselves, I'm going to go back to when I pitched this to John, the original conversation. I said, if we're going to do this, we have to commit to doing it for 18 months no matter what. So if you're doing this, you can't commit to say, hey, we're going to start it and then stop it. You need to commit for an extended period of time. You're going to have no idea it's going to work, but you got to commit to doing it and set a schedule and do it every week. It's like, it is part of my life, no matter where I am, I'm filming Tour Talk. If I'm on vacation, I'm filming Tour Talk. We missed one maybe because Joe was in court, but besides that, we're filming, we're editing, we're getting episodes released, and this is what we do now. This is part of my life. Randy says I need a video, I get up and record a video. Pick the format that you can stick to and deliver you don't hate doing, and commit to a timeline of how long you're going to do it, then do it. But if you're not fully into it and you're not committed to doing it, you're just doing it because you're seeing other people do it, I don't think that's the way to go.
Amen to that.
I think some of the things I've enjoyed is introducing new characters to our content. So it's been nice having you on camera. Ellie is one of the new cast members for us. Jennifer has been my co-host on this trip. She's also interviewed us in the past. Randy is a social media favorite. Yeah, darling. They're like, who's that tall drink of water on camera? When we go on trips, it's like each trip is like an episode of a show. That's like how we think about it. And we try to we don't always achieve it. We try to make it so it's an episode of what's happening and who are the characters involved, what's the story we're trying to tell, and piece it together of what we're doing. Sometimes also it's interesting. We can't show everything we're doing. There's a lot of times where I'm like, Bonk, you can't like record that. Like we're in secret meetings with people that you don't want to know. They don't want to be on camera. We've had that many times where people like delete that footage. I don't want to be seen on camera, or it's just very private meetings that they don't want people knowing who's talking to who. But we try to do our best to document everything we can.
Yeah. Yeah, I just film everything, and when I get told to stop filming, I feel like I did my job right.
Yes, correct. John, we miss you. Having someone co-hosted with you definitely takes a lot of the pressure on it from being able to deliver perspective. It's one of us always is available we'll divide and conquer. He went out to LA with you guys to cover the trial. I went out to go see Harry when Zane came. It's nice having a little travel buddy. There's the three of us going everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely feels like there's something missing without John, but he's busy being a father, and he'll be back soon.
Yep.
And we miss him dearly.
We miss you, John. Randy's not like holding a puppy with a knife to its neck, making us say that. We really mean it.
Well, Marc, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you letting me come in front of the camera for once and spill the beans on the process of the Jon Marc Podcast. I hope this has been helpful to people watching, and thanks for being the best boss I've ever had.
Thank you, Bonk. That means a lot.
But it goes to you. It's like a compliment that hits everybody.
Dude, he's gonna be so mad at you at dinner. Zane's gonna be fucking angrily drinking at dinner.
You're the best manager I've ever had.
All right, that's a wrap on 1 year of the Jon Marc Podcast. Alec, you've been fantastic. I've enjoyed this journey. I've loved to see where we started to where we are now. I'm excited for the next year. I really feel like the train and the momentum's rolling on this team. The rest of the team's all here. They're amazing. Couldn't do it without any of them. To another year, dude.
Cheers to another year. Woo! Hi, I'm Alec Bonk, and you're watching the Jon Marc Podcast. Please like and subscribe, and tell your mama. You don't think you said last part. The yo mama part? Oh,
This is what happens when one gin and tonic gets into him.
All right, I think we're done.